Welcome to Cuckoo Crazy Crochet. My name is Ronnie, and today we will be making my COVID emoji. And this is everything you need to have. You will need a stitch marker, 2 safety eyes, a darning needle, a pair of scissors, and a 4mm hook, plus yellow yarn, a little bit of yellow yarn, and a little bit of white yarn. And you also need something to stuff it with. I use fiberfill. Let's get on with the project. If I seem nervous or forget my words, this is my first video, my first tutorial, so please forgive me. Anyway, on with it. First you make a magic circle. And we put 6 single crochets in the magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close up that magic circle. Now we need to put 2 single crochets in each of the 6 single crochets. And I will be crocheting over my tail. First one might be a little tricky. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I put a stitch marker in the very last stitch that I make. And now we start with the repeat rounds. In this next round you will be doing 2 single crochets in the first and 1 single crochet in the next. So 2 single crochets in this first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next, 2 single crochets in the next one, and 1 single crochet in the next. Sorry about that, my phone was going off. Okay, well you repeat that 2 in the first stitch, 1 in the second stitch, all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. Here I am at the last stitch, and you'll know that you've done it right if you end up with 2 single crochets in the last stitch. Okay, in the next round, round number 4, you will do 2 single crochets in the first one and 1 single crochet in the next 2. 1, 2. 2 single crochets in the next, 1 single crochet in the next 2. And I will meet you at the end. Here I am at the end, and you should have 1 single crochet in the last stitch. Row 5, we will be doing 2 single crochets in the first and 1 single crochet in the next 3. Two single crochet in the next, and 1 single crochet in the next 3. That's your repeat for this round, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, on your last stitch you should have 1 single crochet. On to the 6th round. The repeat is 2 in the first and 1 single crochet in the next 4. Two in the next, and 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Repeat this to the end. I've made it to my last stitch, and you should be putting 1 single crochet in that last stitch. And this is what your project should look like so far. So now we're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around for the next 5 rounds. I'm going to do 2 rounds, and then I'll be back and we'll put in the safety eyes. See you in a second. Okay, I've made it to my 2nd round. As you can see, it has started curling up. Just curl it the other way. Eventually, it'll curl into a ball. Okay, now we're going to start at the top, and we're going to count each row until we get to in between the 6th and the 7th row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it'll be right here. I always look where the stitch marker is and go the opposite direction, the opposite of the stitch marker. And I put one eye in one of the holes, and I count the holes. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 5th hole, put your other eye. So there should be 4 holes in between the 2 eyes. Now, if you put the back on flat like this, it will sink your eyes in. So I turn it around to put them in like that, and I push it all the way down. And then I do the same with the other one. You know when it is fastened, when you can hear it go click, click, click. And now your little yellow spot has eyes. So I'm going to finish the 5 single crochet rounds. I have 3 left, and I will meet you back here when we're ready to go on. I have made it to the end of the 5 rows, and this is what your emoji should look like. Isn't he cute? Okay, now we're gonna start on the decreases. How do you do a decrease? Well, you do 2 single crochets together, and this is how I do it. I put my hook in the first single crochet, draw a loop. Put my hook through the second stitch, pull up a loop. Then I yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. And now you need to single crochet 1 stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is your repeat. 2 single crochets together and 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. And I will meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to my last stitch, and you should have 1 single crochet in that last stitch. Now onward to round 10. Your repeat is 2 together, and 1 single crochet in the next 3. Two together, 1 single crochet in the next 3. Will continue to do this until you hit the end, and at the end you should have 1 single crochet in the last stitch, and I'll meet you there. I've made it to the end of the round. For the next round, we will be doing 2 together, and 1 single crochet in the next 2. 2 together, 1 single crochet in the next 2. That's your repeat, and I'll meet you at the end. Alright, I have reached the end of that round, and this is what he looks like so far. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take the time and we're going to stuff him a little bit. You can stuff him as loose or as firm as you want. I like mine firm. And you just push your stuffing in there. Make sure you push it in on all the sides. After you've put in so much, then you need to feel him. I don't think he's stuffed enough, so I'm going to put some more in. Pushing it down on the sides so all the gaps get full. We'll do a couple more rounds and then we'll check again to make sure he doesn't need any more stuffing. You gotta pull out some more yarn. This will make it a little bit more difficult to crochet, so I hold on to the sides like this, and it makes it easier. So now this round we are gonna do together, and one single crochet in the next, then two together, and one single crochet in the next. That is your repeat for this round. Two together, one single crochet, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the end of the round. So what we're going to do for this round is we're just going to do two together all the way around. Two together, two together, just repeat that until you get to the end, and I'll meet you there. On your very last two stitches you should be putting two together to complete the round. Now what you need to do is pull out a long yarn so we can sew the end together. Make a little knot. You also need to make sure you got enough stuffing for this last few rounds. I think I'm going to put just a tad bit more in. And I'm going to use a stuffer tool. Just a wooden tool. It comes in your bag of stuffing. It makes it really easy to stuff in your fiber fill. Make sure you get it in all the rounds or on all the sides. A little bit more here. You can also poke it in with your finger. Yeah, I think that's good enough. So now we need to get our darning hook, and I'll show you what to do next. I'm just going to weave in and out, picking up the stitches all the way around. So we can close it up. And when you've gotten all the way around, just pull tight and it closes. Now what I like to do is I like to make another little knot. just to make sure that it stays, and pull tight. Now, in order to hide your yarn, you just poke it in. When you come out anywhere, go through the little holes in the stitches. Don't go through the yarn. It'll mess up your work. And then I go in and out in the same hole, out another hole. I do this 2 or 3 times. That way, if it does come apart, it has a lot of yarn to go through before it actually starts showing at the end. Okay, this will be the last one. Now, when you're getting ready to fasten off, if you pull on your yarn and then hold it, when you clip it, it will suck that yarn back into the stuffing, and nobody will ever know that it was there. And this is what he should look like. Now, it's time to make the mask. So let's get ready for the mask, and I'll meet you back here. Now, with your white yarn, we're going to make the mask. So, make a slip knot. And we're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I flip mine over, and in the back bumps is where I will be crocheting. It makes your work look more professional if you do it this way. So in the second chain from the hook, we're gonna single crochet, and we're gonna single crochet down the entire chain. And I will meet you at the end. And this is what you should have once you reach the end. Now, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to single crochet 1 time in each chain across, chain 1, and turn our work for 5 more rows, and I will meet you at the end of the 5th row and tell you what to do next. See you soon. I have reached the end of the 6 rows, and this is what your pattern should look like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 21. And then we're going to single crochet 1 time in the opposite corner. And then fasten off. Don't forget to leave a long enough chain to weave it in later. We're going to make a slip stitch. on one of the chains, on one of the corners that hasn't been worked in. We're going to single crochet one time, and then chain 21. And fasten it to the opposite corner. And fasten off. Now I'm going to take a minute here and I'm going to chain, I'm going to weave in all of my ends, and then I'm going to take a big long tail, because we're going to sew some of this onto the emoji, and I'll be back with you to tell you what to do. See you soon. Welcome back. Here I have a finished mask. You see it's crisscrossed in the back. Now we're going to put this on this little guy. Might be a little tight, but I'm sure you can manage. Pull it down over his eyes. I try and center it. Make sure it looks good. Now I'm going to take a long piece of yarn, we're going to stick our needle through one of the holes on the side, and we're going to come up on the very corner of the mask. Leave a fairly long tail. I'll tell you what to do with that after we're done here. What we're going to do is we're just going to make a little stitch on each of the four corners. To help hold the mask on in case a child should happen to play with him. Then they won't be able to pull off the mask if it's secured down. Just go from one corner to the next. Or if you can't make it from one corner to the next, go halfway and then on to the corner, like I have done here. And once you have your four corners done, we're going to work our way to the back. And I put a stitch back here too. Well, I put two stitches back here. One going from top to the bottom. And then one going from one side to the other. And out the same hole that you originally started from. What do I do here is I tie these in a knot. And I cut the extra yarn and I take both strands and we're going to weave it in just like we did with the yellow. Go in the same hole, come out somewhere else, pull the yarn through, go back in the same hole, go somewhere else. We'll do it one more time. Go to the same hole, come out somewhere else, and now we need to cut off that yarn. So pull tight and clip it as close as you can, and it will suck back into it. Now you might find that your little emoji has some dents in him. It's the easy way to fix that, like back here where we put the crisscross. Just take your needle and pull it down, put it in there, and pull up on your work. And that will fix whatever is out of place. And there you have it. COVID emoji. You can make these in any color that you want, as big as eyes as you want. You can sell these if you like, but I would appreciate it if you use my name when selling my work. I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial. Sorry if I've been a little quiet or loss of words. After all, this is my very first tutorial. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and hit that bell. Don't forget a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.